I've been taking vitamin supplements for years, but only the basic multivitamin with a little extra vitamin C. But since Dr. Garko from AM 1250's Let's Talk Nutrition has been a regular guest every Monday, I've been learning more and more about why it's so important to add a few more supplements to my daily routine. Welcome, Dr. Garko.
And I've been taking them for 40 years.
Goodness.
40.
And you know, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how to take charge of your health.
Yes.
And nutrition is so important. And
it's critical.
Vitamin supplements.
Nutrition is the first principle of health. And part of practicing that principle is to take dietary supplements. There are many people out there, even experts, who believe we don't need to do that. Although millions of Americans do take dietary supplements. There are a couple of things to remember about supplements. Number one, first, supplements are food. Supplements are not drugs, they are not any kind of additive, and they are food, just in a different form than conventional food. You also need to remember that supplements are supplemental. They are not intended to take the place of our meals. They're not meal replacements or to replace a healthy, nutritious diet.
Right.
So we need to keep those two things in mind. Now, with those two principles in mind, or those 2 points, there are at least 5 good reasons why we should take supplements. There are many more. Viewers, viewers can go to my website. I have newsletters on this. It's in great. What I'll talk about today is dealt with in great detail in my newsletters, Helpful Hints.
Okay, so what's one of the first reasons?
One of the first reasons is that, number one, dietary supplements have been based on scientific research, and there's a whole bunch of it. They've established them to be effective, safe, and provide a number of health benefits for people. In terms of health benefits, they help us maintain optimal nutritional balance. They help the body to heal itself when it's injured from an accident or ill from disease. They modulate the effects of aging, and they counteract the effects of an unhealthy lifestyle. So, and that's been established in the literature. There's no ambiguity about that. Secondly, harmful farming methods.
Yeah, we talk about organic foods, we talk about the soil's different now.
Sure it is, and industrialized farming has decreased the diversity of foods, it's depleted the soil of vital minerals, and it's contaminated the soil with these pesticides and other chemicals. So taking supplements can counteract the effects of these toxic chemicals and fill in the nutritional gaps that we have from these farming methods.
Right.
Harmful food manufacturing methods. Big area.
Yeah, we talk about trans fats. All of these things that they're telling us to stay away from, but they're in so many of our foods that we eat.
These methods were introduced to make it convenient to buy food, to store it, and to keep it, on a shelf life longer, and so on. Refining techniques where they turn whole wheat into grind it down into white flour. They take white sugar, cane sugar, turn it into white sugar. Preservation methods using chemical additives to preserve foods. Chemical alteration techniques, hydrogenation, like you mentioned, which creates trans fats, one of the most deadly things you can put in your body. Pressing techniques, where we create all these vegetable oils now. We overconsume them, and doing that creates a lot of inflammation, which is at the heart of disease.
So this basically, these processes strip down the vitamins that are in your food.
Absolutely. And now we become a food culture of packaged processed foods. That's what we feed from cradle to grave. That's what we're feeding people. And these foods contribute to disease. And and vitamins can fill in the gaps created by those harmful manufacturing techniques. Deficient diet. Standard American diet, right?
I know. I'm always trying to eat healthier, but it's hard when we're on the go. Our stress levels.
Just what I mentioned. I mean, you walk into a store, it's nothing but boxes. Sometimes you're better off to eat the box than to eat what's inside the box. You get more fiber anyway. It's made from wood. It's fiber. So we got the SAD. Standard American Diet. That's the acronym. It is sad. It's horrible. According to the CDC and the USDA, the average American diet is so deficient in rich, living, organic fruits and vegetables. It's just absent. So taking supplements can, again, fill in those gaps. Harmful lifestyle.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, speaking of stress, lack of sleep. The diet's not great. What if you go out on a weekend to a party and you've had a few drinks, and the next day you're taking the vitamin Bs and all the things that they say to take?
Yeah, that's a good thing to do, but the best way to counteract these harmful lifestyle habits is to take dietary supplements on a daily basis. It's not, they don't work like drugs because they're not drugs. You take a drug, bang, you get an immediate effect. Supplements don't work that way. They're food. Remember what I said earlier. They're food. They have to be taken as such and become part of your daily regimen. Now, you know, it's easy to say. Now, again, there are people out there listening, watching this show today, and saying, I don't need to take I eat 3 square meals a day. Yeah, and you end up looking like a square too, right? And you want to eat more meals more often, and you want to take dietary supplements every day.
Right.
Every day. They have to become a habit. And, you know, again, nutrition is the first principle of health. And part of that, carrying out that principle, is to take dietary supplements. If you go to my website, letstalknutrition.com, the viewers can learn a lot more about what I said this morning in great detail. I developed this in rich detail, and they'll learn more about why they need to take them. And as we go along, the past couple of weeks, you saw all these supplements I had on the table.
And the different types of supplements that are available.
Exactly. And as we go along,
that they're safe to take.
Sure. And as we go along, we'll explore this further, and we'll get into other areas of nutrition besides supplements too.
Great. Well, before we go, we want to tell our viewers how they can watch or listen to your radio show, and also watch the segment again on our Studio 10.tv website. But Let's Talk Nutrition is weekday afternoons from 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 a.m. Let'sTalkNutrition.com. We'll also talk about this week's topics. You've got many different topics that you're going over, and then you can log on, listen to the different shows, and also visit us online at studio10.tv to get more information on Dr. Garko and the Let's Talk Nutrition program. And while you're there, you can download our coupon for 10% off any purchase at Vitamin Discount Center. You can print it out and then take it into any Vitamin Discount Center location, or follow the instructions to shop online at vdcusa.com. The coupon is good through the end of June. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I will be logging on as usual to get your tips every week.
Good.
So
Remember,
we'll see you next
nutrition
Monday.
is the first principle of health. Nutrition is the first principle of health.
I'm learning.
Okay.
Thank you. Up next, Holly and I are doing a little snake charming with the Florida Aquarium. Stay with us.
This segment was paid for by Vitamin Discount Center.